Good evening, you're watching Estuary News. Coming up today, we pay a visit to a cafe in Hull inspired to help the homeless. It's National HIV Testing Week, so we head again to Hull to find out how their campaign is going. And we go to St James's School in Grimsby, where a 101-year-old lady paid a visit to talk about her long life. And tonight's guests are Mazeka, a musical duo touring East Yorkshire and Lincolnshire. Welcome to Estuary News. I'm Hugh Richards. Time now for the news headlines.
A leading mouth and oral cancer specialist is raising awareness of the disease in East Yorkshire and Northern Lincolnshire. There are around 6,000 cases a year across the UK, and by 2020 it's expected to rise to 10,000. The City Healthcare Partnership is offering free mouth cancer examinations around the region to highlight the importance of regular checkups in tackling this deadly disease. Dr Gillian Greenwood tells us there are often many influencing factors.
Tobacco and alcohol are the most important things regarding mouth cancer, and they've actually been agreed as definitive reasons for getting mouth cancer. But also those two together, your risk if you smoke and you drink is much higher. And then smokeless tobaccos are also just as important in mouth cancer. So something like the water pipes, the hubba bubbles, the hookahs are really important in it. And we also have to look at some of the viruses that we can get, and there's what's called the HPV virus, and that's a cause of some of the cancers in the mouth that we're seeing in younger people. So under 45s, that's increasing greatly.
Preparations are underway at the Danish Seamen's Church in Hull for their annual Christmas market. It gets underway on Friday from 3 p.m. The two-day event attracted over 1,000 visitors last year, and the pastor says everyone is welcome. He tells people what they can expect.
A lot of design, a lot of Christmas candles, a lot of Christmas things, good food, sausages, and especially this marinated herrings. Denmark and Germany is very famous for. The Scandinavians up here in this area, they want to buy, especially for Christmas, sweets and sausages from Denmark and all the goods they had when they were a child in Denmark or Norway or Sweden. So they come here from all around Yorkshire and from up north.
First it was the larkin toads, now it's moths. The Amy Johnson Festival is in memory and celebration of the life of the aviation pioneer from Hull. Moth sculptures are to be placed around the city ahead of City of Culture 2017.
I think it's going to be even more popular than the Toad Project because Amy Johnson was such an amazing woman, such a heroine for the city. So I think everybody's got a good word to say about Amy, and the moths themselves, now we've created the first one, are very beautiful and will make a huge difference to the cityscape.
And that's the latest from the news.
Christmas is a good time to remember those in need and to offer a little help and support. A cafe in Hull does this all year round by helping the homeless in the city, as Dan Kemp reports.
The Inspired Communities charity has been working in Hull city centre for a year, since starting out on the Greatfield estate. It offers work experience and community activities, as well as helping to build the skills of those looking for work. Now, to complement this, they've opened a new cafe to provide hands-on work experience and much more. Dave Edison from the charity explains.
We always wanted a cafe offering, a place to give people work experience, a place to have a more accessible sort of like space for social inclusion groups down here, and also a teaching kitchen, you know, for people that want to learn how to cook a nutritious meal on a tight budget. And there's quite often a misconception about the fact that a healthy meal has to be like really expensive, so we do all the money management and nutrition side of it as well.
But now they've found another way to help the community. They've been handing out vouchers to the homeless to allow them to purchase drinks, and here's how it works.
If somebody is issued with a voucher, they can just come into the shop and hand the voucher over, so that when they could be stood in the queue, and rather than asking for a drink, like asking whether it's free or not, and they can just literally come in and that is their cash, you know, the voucher, they hand it over at the counter, and they can just, we could have a cafe full of people and nobody would know any different as to whether they were paying for it or benefiting from it.
Tamara is one of the cafe's regulars and can see the benefits of the scheme from both sides.
They don't single anybody out. They're just really nice, very friendly. They're very up to date with things, and it's nice just to sit down. You can have a chat and just be yourself. And they don't discriminate people, because I've been homeless. I'm in William both, and before that I was sleeping rough.
So from the 21st of October we've been running the initiative, and so far we've had, I think it's 120 donations, and that's equated to like quite a few £100 so far, so there's a lot of money sat behind the bar waiting for people to spend. It's going really well. We've had this fantastic feeling of community, in all honesty, because you've got so many people that are wanting to come in and contribute to it, and when they come in and enjoy the cafe themselves, they sit amongst people that are actually benefiting from the scheme, and it's just this wonderful feeling of community all around.
Some think that the older and younger generations don't mix as much as they once did, and many feel it's an issue in modern society. A school in Grimsby has been taking a stand against the trend and doubling up as a learning experience. Dan Kemp has been along to meet 101-year-old Kay Seaton.
Pupils from St James's School have been learning about Grimsby's past and the experience of living through the Second World War from someone that was there. It was the brainchild of head teacher John Price.
Well, it's lovely because we've got a lady who was a former parent of the school who has come back in to talk to the pupils. I first met her a couple of months ago, a lady called Kay Seaton, who, would you believe, is 101 years old, an incredibly sharp, enthusiastic lady who has got so much to offer. And she came to see me a couple of months ago. The Deputy Mayoress, Christine McGilligan-Fell, actually introduced me to her. And she came and talked about the school because her son used to come here in 1961, and unfortunately her son was killed at the age of 12, and she wanted to come back in and present me with her son's cap and belt and tie from his days at school, because she had such great memories of the school and he had such a great and happy time while he was here at St James.
Kay's tale led to the concept of a school sports cup being named in Ian's honour.
I just wanted something to come for Ian, and I left it to Christine and Ian. I said, you know what, I want something nice for him to put into the museum, And they got it, and there we are. It's wonderful. You know, I suppose it's a little bit of, I don't know what's the word, pride. A little bit of pride, isn't it? You just want, when you lose a child, and I'm not going to harp too much on that because everybody knows how sad that is, whatever. You just want, you want them remembered in some way, you do.
The purpose of the talk, though, was to make younger people engage with their elders, and Kay clearly enjoyed it.
I could have spent a lot with the children because I happen to like them. I'm not one of the old school who say this and this and this about the young. They're all right. They're all right. They're inheriting a very, very sad, bad, I could say, world.
They need to learn a great deal about what life was like then and what people went through, particularly in the war years, the hardships, the difficulties. And I don't think sometimes our children comprehend just what those people went through for their today.
Still to come tonight, it's National HIV Testing Week, so we head to Hull to find out about their campaign. We'll have all the region's business news and the latest in the local sports news. And now it's time to head to the kennels for Dog of the Week.
232 is a crossbreed, 2 years old, called Buddy. Very playful, loves his belly rubbed, and a very, very friendly dog. Looking for a good home.
Coming up after the break, we'll have the region's business news and all the sports, plus much more, so stay with us.
черные, очи страстные, очи жгучие и прекрасные. Как люблю я вас, как боюсь я вас, знать увидела вас я не в добрый час. Не встречал бы вас, не страдал бы так, я бы прожил жизнь, улыбаючись. Вы сгубили меня, очи черные, унесли навек мое счастье.
Welcome back. You're watching Estuary News. Still to come, we've got the business news for the region and we'll have the latest local sports news and results. Now it's over to Emma Lingard with the business news for East Yorkshire and Lincolnshire.
Welcome to the business news for East Yorkshire and Lincolnshire. The Humber Lifeboat is to benefit from a donation by Dong Energy. The partnership with the RNLI will see the energy company donate £120,000 to the lifeboat running costs of 6 stations in the UK. Dong has a number of offshore wind farms around the country. The news follows last week's announcement that the Danish company will invest £6 billion in the Humber region. Up to 500 long-term jobs could also be created in its operations and maintenance activity from 2020. A new initiative to improve tourism in Bridlington has been put forward by the town's business forum. Real Bridlington, which stands for Retail, Entertainment, Accommodation and Leisure, hopes to get an increased footfall to the resort. Initial proposals include special events. And the new head chef at Cleethorpes Pier is aiming for a Michelin star. Erin Buckingham, who previously worked at a gastro pub, and Raymond Blanc's Le Manoir au Quatre Saisons, says it will not only be good for the venue, but the area too.
It's nice to offer something different to areas, especially like Lincolnshire, because we boast so many nice restaurants and nice places to eat and things like this, but it's just going to take that something a little extra to really put it on the map and to make people really want to come around this area. I mean, most industry leaders get their produce from Lincolnshire and Yorkshire, and we have the luck, if you will, to be in the centre of it, so we can pick and choose from all around us and reduce the food miles, really.
And that's all from the business news this week.
All this week is National HIV Testing Week. It's a week full of events to raise awareness of the disease and to try to encourage more people to get tested. In Hull, the Yorkshire charity MESMAC are at the forefront of the campaign to ensure as many people as possible open up about the disease and allay their own fears. Dan Kemp has been along.
It's a misconception that a simple blood test to look for the disease can take weeks for an outcome. At Yorkshire MESMAC's facility on Freetown Way in Hull, it simply takes 60 seconds. Here's how.
Hi, I'm Natalie. I'll be doing your test today. Just to let you know, everything you say is completely confidential. It doesn't leave this room. We sit down, have a bit of a discussion with them regarding the risk they've put themselves at and things like that. And then the test that we do, it's just a finger prick of blood. It tests for HIV and syphilis, and then we get the results there and then. They're really good tests, and they can give us their HIV status as of 4 weeks ago, because they've got a 4-week window period.
HIV is no longer a death sentence and attitudes are changing. National HIV Testing Week looks to tackle these misconceptions and make the public realise that in most cases it allows the sufferer to live a normal life.
It's a national event with a whole week full of raising awareness and getting people to test for HIV. It's there just to promote people to test and the reasons why to get an HIV test. We have a very community development driven approach here at Yorkshire MESMAC, and it's all about engaging with the communities that we really want to come and get tested. So rather than waiting for the service users to come to us, we're going to go out to them, during HIV Testing Week, we've actually planned a whole series of community testing events around the city in order for people to just access them in a more easy way, and also to try and be places where they wouldn't necessarily expect us to be.
Yorkshire MESMAC want to hear from anyone who believes they may be at risk, but also have a few target areas they're looking at.
In particular interest in people dating after divorce, people from the BME community, so the black and minority ethnic community, and then also gay, bisexual men and men who have sex with men. Hull doesn't have a particularly higher rate of HIV than anywhere else in the country, but it is here and it is an issue. Linked with HIV is all the other STIs and things that come along with that. So at MESMAC we are offering tests for other sexually transmitted infections, and they include gonorrhea, chlamydia and syphilis. So whilst you're still accessing us for HIV Testing Week, we're still going to prioritise all the other STIs as well, just to make sure that people are getting a full and rounded service and it's not just focused on one thing for the week.
Touring East Yorkshire and Lincolnshire are a musical duo called Mazeka. They caught up with Erica a little earlier.
Okay, well, it's fabulous to have you both here. Then you have the instruments with you, don't you?
Yes,
I can't
we
wait
do.
to listen to that. So how long have you been doing this type of music? Well, start off telling us a little bit about the music that you do and how long you've been doing it for.
Well, we've been together 20 years, nearly 20 years. In January it will be 20 years. And we both were interested in a wide variety of music before that. So when we met it was perfect, really, because we were both very interested in tango. I was very interested in Russian and gypsy music, and Igor's Russian. So, and we both, I was amazed to find a classically trained accordion player, because then there weren't many in England, and in Russia it's a lot of accordion players train to play classical music. So we could play the Four Seasons from Vivaldi 1 minute, and the next minute we could be playing some jazz piece. So I was really happy to find him.
Oh, that's amazing, because it's quite operatic, the style, isn't it, would you say?
Yeah, well, we do. I mean, Igor sings opera.
Yeah, I love singing opera. So not I'm like opera singer, because I don't sing in opera, but I sing with Sarah at concerts everywhere, and we perform.
Because you're performing around this region, aren't you?
Yes,
in
we are.
several places. We'll give those details in a moment. Have you been to this region before?
Yes, but quite a long time ago. We did as we're doing now, rural touring, and we played in a lot of village halls in Lincolnshire. So and we really liked it. We stayed with lots of lovely people as well, which is always a bonus.
That's brilliant. Well, without further ado, then, would you be able to play something for us?
Okay. Russian song?
Which one? Okay.
Which one is? This is the one we get asked for more than anything else.
Is it really?
Oh,
I'm excited.
Which actually I was singing in a David Cronenberg movie, Eastern Promises.
What, in a real movie?
Yes, on the screen. Yeah.
How impressive is that?
Yeah.
I've got to move out the way.
Oh, yeah. But they couldn't afford both of us.
Oh, really? They just had to have one.
So
that's not strictly true. They were going to have both of us. They decided not to, because they said it wouldn't have been authentic. He was meant to be in a restaurant.
Oh, well, there's the truth then. There's the true story.
Russian restaurant could afford two musicians.
Oh, well.
Okay, so what's this piece called?
Is called Ochichonya, or Dark Eyes.
Okay.
Russian song. La la lie, 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 la la, la 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 lie, la la, la 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 lie, la la, la 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 lie, 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 la la, la 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 lie, 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 lie. Как люблю я вас, как страшусь я вас, знать увидела вас не в добрый час.
Wow, that was amazing.
That was absolutely phenomenal. We've run out of time.
Oh,
We've run out of time.
Well, they'll just have to come and see us, won't they?
They will have to come and see you. Well, after this, we'll give all the details about where you will be playing.
Oh, good.
Because that's coming up from tomorrow. But it was absolutely fantastic to meet you, and it was an absolute pleasure to listen to you.
And if you'd like to see Sarah Harrison and Igor Utkini, they will be performing at a number of venues across our region, including Gox Hill Memorial Hall on Sunday. Time now for the sport.
Hull City manager Steve Bruce is preparing to welcome back Robert Snodgrass into his squad for Friday night's game against Derby County. The Scottish midfielder has been out since the opening game of last season, but Bruce hopes his problems are now behind him.
I think with the suspensions, I'm not going to try to say to you I'm rushing him back. That would be wrong. But the way he's played, the way he played last Monday, the way he's trained, he's done everything he possibly can in that respect. He's played in the under-21s, he's trained for a month, so really the next stage is, look, he's as ready as he's ever going to be.
Hull FC's new signings are expected to arrive in the UK in the next few days. Carlos Tumarave and Mihai Fonua are awaiting visas so they can depart from Australia and join the Hull side. They will be thrown straight into the action as Hull FC are currently in their third week of pre-season preparation. They will join the club's other new signing, Siko Manu, who arrived on Tuesday. Elsewhere, Tickton's Kyle Edmund is in contention for a place on Britain's Davis Cup team in the final against Belgium. Edmund, who is ranked 100 in the world, would be making his debut in Britain's first Davis Cup final since 1978. If picked, he would be contributing to Britain's efforts to win the Davis Cup for the first time since 1936. Until the next time, goodbye.
It's Estuary TV's second birthday today. We've been going for 2 years, doesn't feel that long. A couple of birthday messages. Nikki Hale says, happy birthday. Ed Hall says, 2 years ago I was proud to have got the Comax network built on time and on budget for the launch of Estuary TV. Happy birthday. Local TV itself says a huge congratulations to Estuary TV celebrating their second anniversary on air today. And David Francis says, congratulations, good to see a local service with a good business model being successful. A lesson for other channels. I hope so, David. That's all we have time for tonight. Before I go off and blow out some candles, if you have a news story, then please visit our Facebook or Twitter pages, email news@estuary.tv or phone Grimsby 01472 31 55553. Until tomorrow, good evening.
Estuary TV weather, sponsored by Rix Petroleum, your local family-owned heating oil supplier this winter. Rix, servicing the region's oil boilers this winter from a name you can trust. Get in touch at rix.co.uk or call us on 01482 838383.